There's so much to know, so many people to meet, so much adventure awaits. What are you waiting for? Hey y'all, I'm Jaimee Dorris, MS Congeniality. Join me each week as we make connections, face fears, and share love, all while being totally fabulous. There's no topic off limits, no story too bold. Together, we'll try it all. Prepare to be surprised with me, Jaimee Dorris. I am MS Congeniality. Hey y'all, and welcome to MS Congeniality. I'm your host, Jaimee Dorris, and guess what we're doing today? We are surprising my mother with a good old-fashioned picnic. You know, so often we speed through time with our loved ones by focusing more on the obligation than the intention. We spend more money on things that don't matter and not enough on the things that really do. And this year for Mother's Day, I decided to do something a little different. You know, my show is all about facing fears and living large, and while a picnic may seem anything but extravagant, we are now going to rediscover how luxurious you can actually make this. It's called loving the simple things in life. And my goal is that by the time you've watched this whole episode, you feel inspired to break out the old picnic basket and treat yourself and a loved one to some lovely, connected time on the blanket. But first, a word from our sponsors.
The Gulf of Mexico is more than just a body of water, it's our livelihood, and 2020 is the year to embrace it. The Embrace the Gulf 2020 campaign is all about promoting community, tourism, economy, education, and environment of our beautiful Gulf and the states that border it. Find out what you can do today to embrace the Gulf your way. Visit embracethegulf.org.
Welcome back, y'all. We are just now getting started with our pimped out picnic that we are throwing here for my mother today. Now, I got this idea because my sister sent me this book. It's called Seductive Tables for Two by Mal Anderson. It's all about romancing your partner with charming tablescapes. But the chapter on picnics is really what caught my eye. I mean, just look at these pictures. Recently, my husband lost his mother to lung cancer, and I can't deny that made me really just double and triple think about the importance of Mother's Day and not just doing the obligatory flowers and cards, but really trying to find something to knock it out of the park to show my mom how special she really is, how much I really love her, and give her a real MS Congeniality experience. So here we are. I have never done this before, y'all. I have never thrown a beautiful picnic tablescape for anyone, and I've also never interviewed my mother on my MS Congeniality show. So we have two firsts going on. I'm generally out changing the world, but we're switching it up and doing something different. I'm doing my work on the inner world of my family. Should be fun, right? And speaking of that, my mother doesn't know we're doing this. It's all one big secret. All she knows is we're having a picnic, which she probably thinks is going to be on a bench with some sandwiches or something. All she knows is I told her to wear red. So don't falter if she's not all dressed up or anything. Total surprise, but I just got word that she's on her way, so stay tuned. What is the best gift you've ever given your mother on Mother's Day?
The best gift I gave her was probably the day I told her I was pregnant with her first grandchild. So that was a good Mother's Day for her.
A hug.
Homemade breakfast.
I think when my brother and I got adopted, as in like an early Mother's Day gift, that's been the one thing she's always wanted as children.
It's your day here at Michael Vincent Salon. Whether you come in for a cut and color or a manicure and massage, we want you to feel relaxed. We are trendy, light, friendly, and downtown. Our clients become our friends. Come as you are, leave as a star. Michael Vincent Salon, Highway 49, downtown Gulfport.
This is lovely, and this is the closest to red I had for summer.
You're on my show, Mom.
I see that.
You were being interviewed on my show with this pimped out picnic.
Thank you. This is. I'm glad I didn't I put my eyebrows on anyway. I didn't know what to think. I thought maybe you hired a photographer, but well, this is just really amazing. It really
Cream?
is. Cream, okay. Well, I like,
Sugar, madame. I know you love sugar.
well, I like a little coffee with my cream and sugar.
So, speaking of Mother's Day, what does Mother's Day mean to you, Mom?
Feeling appreciated by your children and grandchildren, and looking back at the mothers who have gone before and remembering them.
What did you learn from your mom?
My mother was really big on, mailing letters and thank you notes. My grandmother, her mother, drilled it into all of us because Mama couldn't teach us everything. You got some old icky sweater from some aunt. You sit down and write them a thank you note,
Some old icky sweater. You gotta thank them anyways. Good old Southern charms, huh?
Yeah. And what did I learn from her? Well, she was a Catholic convert and a very devout Catholic, and I kept all of that tradition. And the importance of family and faith. I think that kind of sums it up,
But I've always heard she was really good at baking.
Oh, yes, and it's a good thing I don't bake, because I would weigh at least 300, 500, whatever. And just put it up there in a high decibel mark somewhere.
I love you. God, I love you. Oh, my God.
But it's the truth. It's the truth, because whatever it is I cook, I like to eat.
Well,
and Danny's trying to get me to bake sometime. I think, you don't really want me to bake. I'm a foodie,
Well, speaking of baking, I love baking, so I must have gotten that from my grandmother.
You did.
I love baking, and I made this cake for my mother, and I have to say, I did dang good, even though I haven't tried it. I just tried little bits of it when I was icing it. Would you like to try this cake,
Yes,
Mom?
I would.
I will cut it for you. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
All right.
A nice, generous sized piece, nevertheless.
It's got to be a generous size, huh?
A good size.
Oh, God! Wow, that's a cake.
That's a cake.
Well, Mom, what do you think it is that I got from you?
Oh my goodness. My sense of humor, my zaniness, love of children, importance of writing, letters and notes sometime, being a good mother. Well, I tried anyway. What did you get from me? Like I said, a lot of it's the sense of humor and the wackiness, I know, for sure.
I'm wacky? Who said I'm wacky? Well, on that note, we're going to go to break. We're going to enjoy some cake. When we come back, we're going to continue this interview.
Well, I could be a little more prepared. Okay.
What did you get from your mother?
What I get from my mother, everything. Everything. She gave me the life. I can tell you that I am 100% from my mother. I don't know if I am 100% from my father, but it's true.
Probably my attitude and my work ethic, yeah.
Probably silliness and definitely looks, because we look just alike.
What she did give me was a gift of wanting to be a mother, wanting to be able to pass on the things that she passed on to me.
I got a lot of love. That's what I got.
And this is going to go on television.
On TV, Mama.
Maybe I need to be a stand-up comic one day, you think?
I think you would be great at a stand-up
But
comic.
no dirty jokes. Has to be clean.
Well, then, Mom, that would be even funnier, because you could make everything clean. What other talents do you have, Mom?
An artist. I've started working on portraits of my grandchildren. And I love to sing. I do. I have loved to sing since I was a little girl. And they had the singing commercials in the 50s. And I sang right along with them. Sat in front of the television set and sang right along with them,
Well, Mom, I think that's something you and I have in common. Because we are singers.
I love to sing. I love to sing God's praises. But then I love sometimes other kind of music, too.
Ooh, let's sing a Beatles song.
Like
you want to
what?
put that down? I don't
Yes.
know. What's your favorite Beatles song that we can sing, Mom? You lost your love. Well, I saw her yesterday. It's you she's thinking of. And she told me what to say. She said she loves you.
And you know that can be glad. That's pretty low.
She loves you. And you know you should be glad. Woo! She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She love like that. You know you should be glad. My mom loves the Beatles, and she saw them in
64.
She ran after what?
When it was over,
The concert.
Somebody left the gate open, and us crazy Beatlemaniacs ran through that gate. And the Beatles were running for their lives. I mean, literally.
She was like 12, 13?
I was 13.
13, and your dad's freaking out.
Yeah, well, he brought me and a friend, and yeah, of course he was freaking out. But he wanted to go. He wanted to take me. You know, I was kind of daddy's girl. And he did. I think he kind of was curious too, though. You know, but.
What is your biggest life achievement thus far, Mom?
Probably volunteering at a local nursing home, and I had a prayer group there, and we sang God's praises there too. But things like that, you know.
It's funny you say that, because I would honestly say that has been your biggest genius. My mother volunteers at local nursing homes, and she goes in and she befriends people that are 60s, 70s, 80s plus. She visits them every week. She brings them yoo-hoos and drinks and snacks and little things their family doesn't want them to have. And she's just awesome. She comes in and she's there with them, and she becomes so close to them. And it really is your ministry.
It really is.
What about wanting to be a nun? She told me once upon a time, I wasn't sure how to take this, but she said, Jaimee, I should have been a nun.
Well, no. When I was 18 years old, that was the farthest thing from my mind. I went to Perkinston Junior College to get my MRS, and it took me 4 years, and I still didn't get it. You know, I remember at our classes at senior at Mississippi State, the professor was so funny. He said, seniors, you know, gals, he says, if you hadn't caught one, it's panic time.
Well, Mom, I have to tell you, you know, a big thing about wanting to do this picnic is, well, first off, Michelle gave me this book, and it made me just really inspired to want to do this. The second thing is, you know, Joel lost his mother a couple weeks ago. And it just really made me really think, like, what can I do special for my mother to show her how much I care and to do something beautiful and different? And also, you know, you and I have such different personalities.
Yes,
we're similar,
we do.
but we're very different.
Yes, we are.
You've always been more family driven, and I've always been very career driven. And I just want to take this opportunity to apologize for being judgmental or any other thing that I've been over the years, because I love you so much.
And that means a lot to me. It really does, you know. It really does. Thank you.
Because, you know, we do that in our families, is we take such precious people for granted, and I don't want to take you for granted. I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Jaimee. Oh,
we gotta hug over the roses.
Hug over the roses. Oh, that wasn't a distance tug.
Oh, was it? Oh. What would your mom do if you surprised her on TV with a TV interview on Mother's Day?
Oh, I'd probably get 2 hugs.
Oh, she'd kill me. She would kill me. Yeah, no, that would not be good.
Probably be really mad. Like, she would not like that. She would tape it and think it's the best thing ever. Not tape it, I'm dating myself. What do you call DVR?
Let's talk about something that women don't want to talk about, and that is incontinence. We at the Women's Clinic have a simple procedure that we can do to take care of that. We use the Photona laser. It's a simple procedure. You have tightening, you have enhanced lubrication. Sex isn't painful anymore, and you don't have that leakage that you deal with on a daily basis. Come see us at the Women's Clinic in Gulfport. We're right by Gulfport Memorial Hospital.
are you a closet florist? Are you like one of those people that really want to have these beautiful flower arrangements in their house and just have no idea how to actually do it? I am. I actually, when I was a kid, not when I was a kid, when I was an adult, I tried to get a job at a floral shop. I did, Martha. I tried to get a job at a floral shop and just so I could learn this stuff, and it never worked. They didn't hire me. So that's Martha, you guys. Martha with French Protégé, Martha Whitney Butler. Welcome to the show. You're now going to give me what I've been wanting my whole life.
All of it, and more, and more.
I am. I'm going to be a flower designer.
Yes, by the end of this you will.
Awesome. All right, so tell me the basics of floral design.
Basics of floral design is good flowers. Good flowers. So
Good flowers.
Very good flowers. Healthy flowers is to start. Then you've got to have the good skills that you're going to learn today. And also, you've got a good container.
Good container.
Those three things. And
flowers, container, and skills.
Skills.
Okay.
Math skills.
And you know what's interesting? The first thing you said was fresh flowers. You want to start with fresh flowers. Where can somebody go to get fresh flowers?
Well, you can come to the French Protégé here at 213 Main Street in Bay St. Louis. Or you can go to your local florist. You can buy stems of flowers from your local florist.
Not just bouquets. You can
Not
come in and just get clippings.
Most of the time, yes. Just give them a call, give them a heads up, and say, hey, do you sell flowers by the stem, or do you sell cash and carry? And they will most likely say, yes, we do. What would you like? Here is what we have today.
I love it.
I know. It's
That's
amazing.
so easy, and nobody knows to do that.
I wish they did. And you can also go to the grocery store and get flowers. I don't care where you get flowers as long as you're having a good time designing them.
Okay, so how do you get started to put it together? Do you start with the big stuff?
We start out with our greenery. And I know this isn't very green. So, we're going to do this hands-on, girlfriend.
Like that.
That's not right.
Okay.
But we're going to take that and we're going to cut it. So I want you to take, here, if you hand me one, I'll show you.
All right.
Take this guy right here. You're going to measure to your container. And when you measure to your container, you want this to be low because you want it to hold all of your flowers. So you measure it and you snip it. And then you pop it in.
You gave me the...
I know, right? There you go.
All right.
Now make sure you're cutting at an angle.
Oh.
Always cut at an angle so that the flowers can drink water. It's a big deal. Otherwise, they're not able to drink. And by it being low like that, you've got a nice little grid. See how it's crossed? All of your stems are crossed right there.
Oh, you want your
stems to cross. So when we do that, I'll show you a nice trick that you can remember. North, south, east, and west.
Okay.
All right, so our next thing that we're going to put is what we call a focal flower. And when you take your focal flower, you want to strip off any leaves that are going to touch the water because there's a nice big rule. No foliage beyond the water line. That creates bacteria.
Gotcha.
And so this is your largest flower that you're going to use. Your largest flower, so you're going to cut that pretty low to your container
as well.
This gives us a very, very good base for the rest of our flowers. You see all of these little guys in there?
Yeah.
That's going to help keep your flowers in there. When you group things, an easy way to remember is a triangle. So you make this invisible triangle and you go 1, 2, 3.
Okay, but these are going to need to be the same cut.
No, you're going to make them all different lengths because you want to stagger your height.
Oh, so this can be taller?
A little bit, yeah. He can go at the top.
Okay.
You did it.
I did it.
All right,
All right,
now I'll let
yours.
you have your peony.
So how do you pronounce this?
I say peony because
Peony.
I'm from Alabama, but some people say peony.
Well, it looks like peony. I'll be honest, it intimidates
You can say
me.
either way. We'll understand what you're saying.
Do they grow native around here?
No, fun thing. Peonies don't grow around here. I guess the closest I've ever heard of them growing was like mid-Mississippi, and they were not these. These come from up north. Now these ones are actually from Holland, but up north these are a nice little shrub to have in your yard. They are very expensive down here though because we don't get them. So
that's why I love them so much.
They're a luxury item for sure, sure here.
So we just stick it on top.
If you want to see him on the top, I think he's going to round your arrangement off very nicely.
Just stick them on top.
Correct.
But he's got to be the right height.
Right.
Okay, so here.
Lower.
Lower.
Better to cut too long than to cut too short.
Because you can always go
perfect.
shorter.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. So
She's perfect.
Is she done? Or does she need more?
Girl, we can always put more in there.
Oh my God.
Let's go bigger, go
Okay,
home.
so Martha Whitney Butler. I just want to make sure I absolutely get that right.
All of it.
What else do we need to do to round this out?
Well, we can put more flowers in it, or we can stop and smell the roses and enjoy.
This is awesome. I feel like I learned a lot, and we have a little surprise for you. Martha and I have already talked about this, and she is giving away a little discount, not just to one person, but to all people who do what?
If they call and say the words MS Congeniality, then they will receive a 20% off discount.
Boom! 20% off, and that could be both on what? Fresh flowers and getting a bouquet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We will give you a MS
I'm
Congeniality.
going to use my own discount.
Do it.
Miss Congeniality sent me.
And make sure you read the fine print.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. It was nice to play flowers with you.
I'm like coming out of the closet with my floral design.
We're here for you.
This is awesome. All right, you guys, coming up next, we are going to be taking a question from a viewer. It's all about how to move on after a loss. Stay with us. Stay tuned for more Miss Congeniality.
Look like $1 million without spending it. Here at Back on the Rack, we sell only the brands that you trust. Jade, Carly, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, Tibby, Kate Spade, Louis Vuitton, and more. Back on the Rack, upscale resale. We buy and sell across the U.S., and you can shop right on Facebook. It's luxury consignment for the stylish woman.
So what are you dying to know but not quite too sure who to ask? Well, you can ask your girl Jaimee, of course, and in today's Ask Jaimee segment, we are going to take a question, and I'm going to attempt to answer it from a viewer in Mississippi. Her name is Anna, and Anna writes, Jaimee, I recently lost my husband. He passed away suddenly on January 31st, 2020, and I'm wondering how I'm supposed to act now. I'm grieving, confused, emotionally distraught, just to start. I've worked retail most of my career, but I would love to change jobs now. I need your help. My confidence is gone, not that I had loads of it to begin with. Anna, oh my God, I just want to give you a humongous hug right now. I have no idea what it feels like to lose a spouse. I have my husband, I love him dearly. We've been together for going on 8 years. Sounds like you've been with your husband a very long time, and my heart goes out to you because I have no idea what it feels like to be grieving that kind of loss. So the first thing I'm going to say is that I can't help you with the grieving. I do not know what that feels like. What I can help you with, though, is getting unstuck. I have spent a lot of time in my life getting unstuck from something, so I do feel confident giving you some ideas with that. Now, I am going to say that the first thing that really stuck out to me about your question was that you made sure to say that you felt like you were lacking in confidence. And my thought is, when you say that to me, that you might have been spending a lot of your marriage letting maybe your husband or other people in your life feed you the confidence that you didn't feel like you really had. So that's really where I want to start with my answer for you. So, without further ado, let's get started on helping you improve your confidence. All right, so Anna, here's the deal. I'm a big believer that success breeds success. So what you need right now to get you unstuck out of all of this is you need some great achievements to make you feel good about yourself. So I want you to follow these 3 things that we're going to go over. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to write down, I'm talking pen and paper, girlfriend, I want you to write down 10 goals that you have. They could be things that you've always wanted to do, things that, whether it be career or maybe just hobbies, it could be anything. It could be, I want to lose 10 pounds. It could be, I want to climb Mount Everest. It could be, I want to change my hair. It could be anything. Just write down 10 things that you would like to do, and maybe something you couldn't do while you were married. And the second thing I want you to do is I want you to scratch off 9 of them and pick one. Pick one thing, Anna, that you are going to focus on right now. One thing that you're going to do, and I want you to commit to doing it. So if it's losing weight, make that your goal. If it's climbing Mount Everest, have fun. Make that your goal, but don't do them together. Don't do 2 things at once. Just pick one thing. And then, let me tell you what's going to happen. You are going to succeed in that one little thing, and then you're going to start feeling better about yourself. And then you're going to look back at your list and pick something else off that list. And it's going to grow, and you're going to find that your confidence is building because you've set goals and you've achieved them, one at a time, of course. And then my third thing that I want you to do is I want you to read a book for me, okay? If you don't know this about me, I read a lot. At any given time, I'm reading 2 books, and right now I'm reading this book called Choose Yourself by James Altucher. I think that's how you say his name. Choose Yourself. Why I want you to read this book is because he goes through situations just like you're having right now, where people are at like rock bottom and trying to figure out where to go from there. And he talks about a daily practice, and he talks about different ways that they can get themselves unstuck. And I mean, just for myself, I've been bringing all sorts of little nuggets of gems into my life from this book, and I think this book could really help you right now. So those are the 3 things I want you to do right now to build your confidence and get you unstuck, okay? First thing, write down 10 things you want to do. Right? Second thing, scratch out 9 of them, pick the one, focus on that. And third thing, grab this book. Ultimately, Anna, you have been through you're going through a huge life transition. And I'm sure the quarantine right now of 2020 is not helping you. But just remember, the only way out is through. Set goals, reach goals, feel good about yourself, set some more. It's baby steps. And please, please, please give yourself the permission to remember good memories of your husband. Love him. Grieve for him. You don't ever have to forget him, but you do need to move on and find the blessing of the new chapter. So write back. Tell me how it goes. If you have a question for your girl, Miss Congeniality, don't hesitate to ask. Just log on to my website at misscon.tv and select the VIP page. There you can ask your question and sign up for my weekly newsletters. I'll do my best to answer you either here, on the show, or in an email. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for this episode, this picnic episode of Miss Congeniality. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed filming it. Remember to love yourself, be yourself, and let's make this world a more beautiful place. Until next time, I am Miss Congeniality.